and welcome back to Obsessive Prepper Today's video actually started yesterday. I had a specific thing that I wanted to up in my preps. I ran off to Winco to get what I wanted, and I'm going to go ahead and let you look at what I started here. Today I am at my local Winco. Now I know there's not a lot of Wincos out there, so some of the things that I may suggest you might not be able to get because you don't have a Winco, but there's other places that you can get it. Be online or look at your stores. Now I'm going to take you inside because there's a specific item that I'm out to get today to help build my preps. Now, as a prepper, if you've watched my channel, I try to show you things to build up on your preps. And once you have a good, well-stocked pantry, you don't have to panic so much. You start keying in on certain items that you want to amp up, to build up for your prepper pantry. And that is why I'm here at Winco. I'm going to go ahead and take you inside and purchase some of these items, and then when I get back home, I'll get into a little bit more detail about it. So come along with me as we go into this Winco. You're not even going to get to see inside of Winco. How frustrating. I couldn't find what I was looking for. Well, that was a total bust. What I went in for was to get potato slices, dehydrated potato slices. They had nothing. All they had was the shredded, and I've got plenty of those. And I also went in for their dried cheese, which is actually really good. And that's why we have to prep. That's why we need to prep, because you're going to go to the store and you're going to expect it to be there, and it's not going to be there. So I'll move on and see if I can't find what I'm looking for. And this is why I always try to teach you all to prep. We have a circumstance right now with the lockdowns, with quarantine. Stores are not getting the products that they normally get. Food might be one item, not what you're normally used to, but there might be something over here. And so I don't want you to think that once we get through all of this, the quarantines, things like that, okay, prepping's over with. You need to start, you need to make it a lifestyle. Now, what I went to my Winco for was basic shredded potatoes. This is what they normally carry in bulk. I'll put them in bags, I'll bring them home, and I'll put them in my mason jars. Normally, they're always there. And another thing I also went to go find was their dehydrated cheese mixture. I've got some video up here that I'll show you while I'm talking what they normally carry. Well, they didn't have any of it. They had shredded potatoes that you could buy in bulk, like this, but I already have tons of this. I purchased it a long time ago. I don't need any. If you want to keep an eye out for these videos, I'll dehydrate my own, but I didn't go there to look for this. I wanted the sliced potatoes, and they weren't there to be found. So again, keep prepping. Prep what you eat and buy it, because you don't know when it's not going to be there. I don't want people paranoid. I don't want them to go off and spend a bunch of money. What I was doing was building up my preps of things that I've already used, things that I wanted to replace. And so they didn't have it. So what was my next option? I went to Sprouts. They didn't have any. I went to my local Sam's Club. And what I ended up coming across is, instead of buying the dehydrated, they had 60 pounds, I've got 4 bags here, for $10.15. That is a heck of a deal. That's less than 17 cents a pound for potatoes. And I wanted to do a redo on my potatoes. I had ran out almost 3 months ago of my pressure cooked potatoes, my own canned potatoes. I've got videos out on how to do it, and I wanted to do that anyways, but that wasn't what I was thinking about when I went to the store. I wanted these dehydrated. So what I'm going to end up doing is pressure canning 14 quarts of my potatoes. Love them. Love my own canned potatoes. But then with my extra, I'm going to go ahead and clean them up, slice them, and then I'm going to dehydrate my own potatoes here. Very simple. I'm not going to do a video on that. I've got other videos out showing you like shredded hash brown potatoes. Same process. You parboil it for 4 minutes. Shock cool them, put them on your dehydrator trays and let them dry in your dehydrator. They work out great, but sometimes people don't have a dehydrator, or maybe you don't have the time. Normally Winco would have these sliced potatoes, but nothing is what we expected it to be. So going back to potatoes, I want to discuss prepping and different ideas and things for prepping while we're here talking about potatoes. Now, like I said, I can my own potatoes, but I also purchase canned potatoes. You can get them sliced, diced, whole. I always have canned potatoes on hand. So if I happen to run out of my own canned potatoes, I kind of am like a double doer, triple doer. I have a little bit of everything. You watch my channel, you know. So I have my potatoes like this. I also show you different kinds of ways to have different inexpensive items to feed your family. Now, one of the things that I wanted to explain to you is you have different things like this, different flavors. There's sour cream and chives. There's ones that have cheese in it. All are awesome. They're in Mylar bags, $1. But let's say you have a larger family or you need more. So you go ahead and get these packages, which you have now different flavors. And flavor is what you want in SHTF situation. You do not want to just sit there and eat mashed potatoes with no flavor. Now you could store garlic, salt, things like that to season, but these little packets here, you have different flavors. They store for a long period of time. If you want to make a larger batch because you have a larger family, you can use one of these packages, add some of your potato mix to it, and then you can have a larger batch with more flavor. That goes the same for boxed potatoes. You're looking at different things, julienne, a gratin, they have sour cream and chive, scallop, loaded baked potato, different things. I will purchase a large variety of these kind of potatoes. Then I'll use my dehydrated potatoes that literally store forever. No fats in them. They're going to store forever. And you can see I've already broken into this jar. I'll use a box of my potato mix with its flavoring, and then I'll add some more potatoes to it. Add some more butter, cream, and water, some seasonings, and I have a larger meal. So these are different options that show you that you can definitely have a larger amount of, not a larger amount, but a variety of foods in your preps for your family on an everyday, or if SHTF happens, you can have something like this. The more variety you have, your family is going to be happier. You have to be in the right set of mind. You can't just eat pinto beans until you're blue in the face, or rice. Your family's going to be miserable. So going off of the potatoes, let's talk about SHTF situation. You don't have any fresh cream. You don't have any butter. Well, what's our alternatives? We can use things like evaporated milk or dehydrated milk that we have in our stores. Now, I push evaporated milk. Get it, use it, turn it. These kind of evaporated milks in these potatoes work out great. And so you can use them and completely rotate your stock all the time. So this is never going to expire because you're using it, replacing it. Now, if you want the dehydrated milk, you know that that will also expire also. Doesn't have a long shelf life. So if you're going to use dried milk, make sure you use it. Another option I wanted to talk to you about is cheese. In an SHTF situation, maybe we don't have cheese. Now there's all options out there, dehydrated. So many companies have different varieties of cheese. And like I said, I went to Winco to find a dehydrated cheese that I could put in my quarts. They didn't have any. So what would be the next option for you? I'm a big fan. This is just me. I love Velveeta. Velveeta stores a long time. Yes, it's not a true cheese, but it is a cheese that you can use that stores a long time. So look at maybe Velveeta as an option. Another two options that you can use is your Campbell's soups. They carry the cheese mixtures like this. Fiesta, cheddar cheese here, jarred cheese. And so you can use things like this that you can add 2 casseroles, a tuna noodle casserole, because you have tuna in your preps, your noodles in your prep, your Campbell's chicken soup or mushroom, whatever you use to make that casserole. Now you want it cheesy, you can add this. Or you can make rice, a rice dish. Use your dehydrated vegetables. You should have these things, or if you don't have dehydrated, canned vegetables, and make casseroles with your cheese, with your different kinds of soup mixtures. So I think I've kind of gone over all of this. I'm going to go ahead and get into my canning. I've got a lot to do. I've got to get 60 pounds of potatoes cleaned, get those into 14 quarts of mason jars so I can can my potatoes. Everything extra I'm going to clean, slice, and get into my dehydrator and make my own dehydrated potatoes. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you some answers, maybe makes you think about different things that you can build your preps up for an SHTF situation. And the biggest thing is, don't wait. Just because of what's going on right now, quarantines, lockdowns, things like that, once this, our world gets to moving again, you don't know what's going to happen next. And there's always something might happen. It could be a natural disaster. It could be financial, loss of job. It could be medical. And so I'm always prepping. I'm always trying to teach you to keep your pantry full, stocked, rotate, so that you do not have to worry about when an SHTF in your life pops up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. And if you want to be notified for future videos, ring the bell. If you want to keep watching, I'm going to get busy and I'll have it on fast forward and you can see me do my thing with my potatoes.